Hey everyone, if you've been building Python apps with Gradio, you already know how awesome it is. But let's be honest, as it's grown over the years, things have gotten, well, a little messy, right? Today, we are going to dive headfirst into the solution: how to migrate your apps from Gradio version 3, 4, or 5 to the brand new, super streamlined Gradio 6. So, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off by looking at the problems with the older versions, the why we need to upgrade. Then we'll get into the Gradio 6 solution, talking about the new event system and why blocks are the new standard. We'll also cover component updates and then wrap it all up with a clear migration path to get you on your way. All right, first things first, why even bother upgrading? Well, the thing is, as Gradio got more popular and added more features, it led to some, let's call them, growing pains. I have a question for you. Does this feel familiar? You start with a simple, clean interface. Then you add a feature here, a different kind of event handler there, and before you know it, your code looks kind of like a patchwork quilt. It works, sure, but it's not exactly clean or easy to follow anymore. And that really is the core of the problem. Those older versions grew organically, which led to these super common headaches. You had like 3 different ways to handle events? Components had inconsistent attributes. And trying to manage state or track down your update logic, it could be a nightmare, especially as your apps got bigger. So, how does Gradio 6 fix all this? Well, this isn't just another small update. Nope, this is a total shift in thinking. It's all about a cleaner, more unified architecture. At the heart of Gradio 6 is this one big idea: a unified event-driven architecture. The goal here is simple: get rid of all that inconsistency. It's all about making your code predictable, streamlined, and just plain easier to understand. And that's exactly what you need to build really solid, robust applications. Okay, so how does it actually do that? Well, it all starts with the event system. And you'll want to pay close attention here because this is probably one of the biggest changes you'll need to get your head around for the migration. This table just lays it all out so perfectly. You can literally see the philosophy shift. Look at the event syntax. We're moving from just throwing arguments in there to using explicit keywords. Those generic graph.update dictionaries, gone, replaced by specific update objects for each component. And the simple interface is making way for the much more powerful and consistent blocks. It is all about one thing: standardization. So let's dig into that last point, because it's a big one. In Gradio 6, the Blocks API isn't just for fancy, complex apps anymore. No, it is now the recommended standard for building all your applications, from the simplest hello world to the most complex demo. Just look at this comparison. The old interface was easy, yeah, but it kind of hid all the details from you. It was a bit of a black box. The new blocks approach is so much more explicit. You define every single component, you give it a name, and then you clearly wire up your events. This gives you total control over your layout and your logic, and it makes your app structure obvious just from reading the code. All right, let's talk about another huge improvement: how you actually update your components from inside your functions. Like making a text box pop up or changing its value on the fly. And here it is in action. Before, you'd return that generic grab.update dictionary. It worked, but man, was it easy to make a typo and have it fail silently. Now, you call a specific update method right on the component class itself, like grab.textbox.update. It feels like a small change in syntax, but believe me, the impact on your code quality is massive. So why does that little change matter so much? Well, this new way of doing things gives you stronger typing and component-specific validation. That means your code editor can actually catch your mistakes before you even run the app. It stops you from, say, trying to set a value on a component that doesn't have one. It just makes your code so much cleaner and easier to read. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. So let's try to boil all of this down into a clear, super manageable migration path. Think of this as your cheat sheet. Here it is, your 3-step plan. It's actually pretty straightforward. Step 1, convert all your old interface apps to use the blocks layout. Step 2, go through all your event triggers and make sure they're using the new standardized keyword argument syntax. And finally, step 3, hunt down every generic grayor.update call and swap it out with the new specific component update method. That's it. So you can think of what we just went through as the high-level map. We've shown you the why and the what of migrating to Gradio 6. But for a really smooth journey, you're going to need the detailed turn-by-turn directions. And that is exactly what you'll find in the source article for this explainer. It's a complete migration guide over on C# Corner that has everything: detailed code examples, diagrams to explain the architecture, and even fixes for common problems you might run into. It is absolutely your essential resource for a pain-free upgrade. So the big question is, are you ready to leave those patchwork patterns in the past? If you want to build more robust, more modern, and frankly, more maintainable UIs with Python, then upgrading to Gradio 6 is absolutely the way to go. The link to that full, detailed guide is in the description. Go check it out and get started on your upgrade.
C# Corner, your global community for developers.